I think he was proudest of things that now are actually unfashionable. I think he was very proud of looking after people that he worked with. He was terribly modest, and it was to a fault. He was not interested in himself, which is why he was an interesting actor. The things that he was extraordinary at were being almost an outsider, which actually was sort of what he was. When he started in the profession, when he started out acting, his looks were not straight leading man material. He had his granny was Polish Jewish, his grandpa was very Welsh. His temperament was not Anglo-Saxon, not at all. Not at all. Everyone, all at home, there was a lot of crying, there was a lot of hugging. It was very un-Anglo-Saxon. And I think certainly his looks meant that so where was he going to be? And because of this only child that he had been, and actually I think rather a lonely only child, I've seen photos of his mum and him, and I think that this was, and there's one when he's in a little Mac, and it's far too short for him, and I'm thinking, he doesn't look happy. He's not looking a happy kid, an outward going kid. He looks a rather bookish kid, not very happy. And so I think that acting is often the shy person's, and he was shy too. Most actors, good actors, are very shy. And it's the shy person's way of expressing an imaginative life, which is as strong for them as an adult as it is for children when they're small. I think he was proudest of things that now are actually unfashionable. I think he was very proud of looking after people that he worked with. I think that it wasn't to do with the acting so much as he was terribly modest, and it was to a fault. He was not interested in himself, which is why he was an interesting actor. The things that I have heard from other people, the things that he was extraordinary at, were being almost an outsider, which actually was sort of what he was. So though he did a lot of parts where people thought he was, oh yes, in the army, and he was English, but yes, but no, yes, but no, but yes. But I think that he was wonderful as Aaron the Moor. I think he was wonderful, I can see it from the photographs, wonderful as Mosca in Volpone. I think that his Falstaff, which was filmed towards the end of, there was a whole load of Shakespeare's that were done. I thought he was wonderful. He cut it to the bone. And it was very honest and very self-searching. They were things that they were sort of, it's character acting kind of things that I think he was wonderful at. But there's an honesty sometimes about his work. Oedipus, there was a film of Oedipus which I thought was terrific. It was uncomfortable to watch, and it should be mighty uncomfortable to watch. Those are the things that I think he would not say about any of his work. He wouldn't say about it, but he was most proud of working with people and making a great team and looking after them, the team of the theatre, and brought us up like that it isn't just the actors. In fact, the actors are just the, icing. It's what's behind it. And from the cutters of the clothes to the, and I remember him saying, why should anybody do anything for you? unless you look after them. Why? You know, it's a tough but practical. I think this attitude was kind of prevalent with certain actors who were extremely unsnobby and had been through the war. And I think it was a sort of camaraderie which I know Dad found acting, actually found out who he was in a funny way. He played Noah in a production that he did, and I have heard other people who were then at the time said it was a very interesting performance. And I can see again from photographs it was interesting. You know, again, sort of oddball. He was an oddball. He, I think, was proud of differentiating, as actors have to do, for either screen or there's screen acting, then there's teleacting, which comes into your room, and then there's acting in the theatre, and they require three completely different techniques. Though obviously the two film or video areas are much closer, and it requires a level of honesty and acting at cost, which I think that he was proud of some of what he managed to do. You can't do it all the time because it's an odd one, but certainly I would say at the end of Ice Cold in Alex, when he's been taken off on a truck, I find that is one of those moments which is extremely, he doesn't even speak, but you know what he's thinking, and that's lovely acting. It's a funny one because you have your father or your mother or whoever it is in the family is a public and a private person. In a way, as a child, you resent the public person because they're being public. And the one photo that I have of him, and I love of him, it's tiny, it's a little snap from a holiday snap, and he's just being a dad. He's just smiling like, yeah, take your photo with your little Kodak. But he's not doing any posy acty faces, he's not doing any of that stuff, which all actors can't help but do it. So there is always this professional face and the private face.